What's good, everybody?
Oh man, what's good, everybody? Welcome to Talk About I'm sorry that Borg is his AOL dial-up is having some issues. So I hope y'all good today.
He got total wireless. That's
Man, listen, he using his cell phone hotspot.
That's what it is.
Oh my goodness. He said his computer just shut off randomly.
Again.
Yo, it's so hard, man. We ain't trying to make these jokes. They make themselves, man.
They just happen.
I'm Javon Stokes. We got King Justin building. We got a screenshot of Morgan Iverson down there. Danny's not gonna make it tonight
too. Hey, capture that picture so we can use it.
Oh my god! Hold on. Control. let me make sure I get this joint. Got it. There we go. Screenshotted that.
Right.
Oh, man, that's hilarious. Danny couldn't make it today. He had a little bit of family emergency, so we always thinking about a big.
I would say, was it emergency?
A little bit. I don't know. It's enough of an emergency for him not to be on the show.
Okay, all right.
But we here tonight.
Emergency, but maybe I didn't read through the whole chat.
Listen, we were gonna do our draft today, but Danny is the draft meister. Mm-hmm. So we don't have him today. So we're gonna freestyle today, man. We are freestyling today. We might even come up with a topic off the dome. We're gonna talk about some things.
Right.
A lot is happening in nerd culture and world culture. Mm-hmm. Before Morgan comes on and rants for like 40 minutes.
Yeah, let's get into some world culture or
what were your thoughts on the results of the draft? I mean, not draft, excuse me. Yeah. The results of the election. I get drafted right.
It's what I expected. Not what I hoped for, not what I wanted, not what I desired. It's what I expected. And I'm disappointed.
That isn't accurate. That you and I have rarely ever agreed on. You was here on the show last week when I was like, I don't know, man. Listen, I have my thoughts on this. I'll say this, and it's gonna sound terrible, and I hope it doesn't come off misogynistic. But it's actually more of an indictment on the world that we live in. Truth of the matter is, America is not ready for for a woman president. Mm-hmm. They have showed us twice already that they are not ready. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of sad how many people didn't show up to vote. Like it's really. I can't believe y'all making us go through this again for another 4 years, man. I'm
nervous. I think it's gonna be worse.
I mean, he literally had a pandemic, started a riot at the Capitol. I mean, we had black folks being killed in the streets by police officers freely. He was support. I mean, I don't know how much worse this can get.
When hateful, racist, bigoted people ever want to say anything, they use him or his name as a word of empowerment.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's let's just say he's not that kind of person, but the people that follow him are, the people that support him are, the people that are feeding off of him, are, and he leans towards the people that think that way. And I think it's gonna be even worse this term. Like I already got my plans in place just in case something real crazy pops off.
You trying to flee the country, man?
Dog, I'm going to Canada. I'm not even gonna try to go to Mexico because that's where the war gonna be. I'm going to Canada.
Honestly, I wouldn't be against. I was going with Sean.
I'm not worried about flying because I know some stuff. I'm driving to Canada.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought about that. Like I was like, I need to get my
The passport and
my
all that stuff.
passport, right? Just in case. I mean, it's really sad. It's really sad. Like, it really is. Like, when you think about the fact that this man is convicted, he's a convicted felon.
Mm-hmm.
He initiated a riot. Millions of people died due to his inability to manage a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could go on and on and on, but it's really sad that
You had, yeah,
like that's not enough.
Cabinet, people from his previous cabinet,
Literally,
including the vice president.
Literally,
Mark walk back off.
People that work with him was like, don't even vote for him, y'all. Yeah. And people still saw that. And
that's why I said log back off, Mark. That's why I said go ahead and log back off.
Well, nah, you know what?
Wait, hold on. But it's just when you that's like you go to a job. You go for a job interview. And your references all call and say, hey man, I wouldn't hire him if I was you. And that place still hires you.
Yep.
The level of stupidity.
I've seen that happen though. I've seen that happen.
I'm sure it does, but not for the presidency. Like the level of stupidity that this country that I got to deal with in this country. Go ahead, Maury. That just gave me an ice cream headache, and I ain't ate no ice cream.
No, okay.
Chocolate wasted.
So people, I want. This is the perfect opportunity for me to say this on a live. So I made a post. I think the night of I think it was Wednesday. The night after the election. No, the day after the election. It was either the night of the election or the day after the election. And to my friends, acquaintances, people that I met online that happen to be Trump supporters, I tipped my hat, said, hey, you guys are right. I was wrong about because I made a prediction on the election. And I said, okay. I said my prediction was wrong. You guys won. Congratulations on your vision for the country and all that. Whatever. I made that post, and I attached it to the prediction. And then I made another post and said, all right, I am not getting ready to be online commentating on politics for quite some time, if at all, in the next few years. One reason is because and you know what, this is a perfect opportunity for me to explain why, because I had a lot of people that were hitting me up offline, either calling or like hitting Messenger or something like that. And it's a perfect opportunity for me to explain why. So one of the biggest reasons is because, one, I was wrong about the election results. And I was wrong in my prediction. I stood on that. I don't have issues, you know what I'm saying, accepting when I'm wrong and having to eat crow. And I did that. And so that was one part of it. Two, there are some who are aware of it because you've seen it on my page and off the page too. I am open to having political discussions or whatever type of discussion on my page out in the open for anybody to see and join to be a part of. I've done that for the last at least 12 years, at least, probably longer than that, whether it's political or whatever else. I have people, bottom line, people enjoy arguing with me. And
you tell
one of the reasons that I am saying that I'm not going to be posting about it for a while going forward or in the next few years. One of the biggest reasons that I said it for that day was because I was not in the mind space to have those type of conversations as I normally would. Because there's a lot of people that are that ask me why I even entertain those conversations in the first place. You know who, depending on how bad the representation is of that person's political beliefs. Because I've had conversations that seemed completely racist, and otherwise openly. And there were a lot of people while I was having those conversations that were hitting me inbox like, bro, why? You know what I'm saying? And it's because one, I'm open to those conversations, and two, I learn from them. Now, there's a difference in between arguing and debating. I'm willing to debate people because I learn in debates. Once it gets to a point where it's a measuring contest, that's when I start to lose interest, because now this is just about who has the last word, and that's whack. I don't have time for that. I'm not learning anything from that. But if I don't talk to the other side, then there are going to be thought processes that I've never even heard before. So I don't know whether I agree or disagree with it. So I'm willing to have those conversations. And from a lot of those conversations that I'm talking about, I have learned different things about how people view different issues differently. So one of the biggest reasons why I said that I'm not going to have those conversations at that time was because I was not in the mind space. Normally, my fuse on the stick of dynamite is pretty substantial. You know what I'm saying? I can have a good conversation and not blow up to a degree where I'm like calling people out of their names, ready to fight, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. In that moment, I knew I was not in that space at all. Like if right now is not the time for us to have that conversation, and I trust myself in how I respond to you. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not getting ready to put myself in a space to disrespect you, to mischaracterize myself, to act out of character and how I would normally react. So that's why I'm not gonna have that conversation right now. Another reason is because out of these 12 plus years, the amount of time that I've given to people in conversations with people that I disagree with, and again, there's nothing wrong with disagreeing. There's good conversations that come from it sometimes. But the amount of time and energy that I've given to those conversations, and the amount of research and information sharing and all of those things that I've done over the course of years, at this point, I feel like has accumulated to a point where I'm like, all right, if I know going into it that we already disagree about this issue, I'm not doing it for free, not no more. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to argue with me, by all means, but I need to be compensated. I'm not here just for y'all's entertainment.
I mean, I'll say I've reached the point where it comes to like political conversations where I don't generally have them. Like I think I'll have them, but if you're so far on the other side of the fence, there's no point in me having this conversation. Now, if we're both closer to the middle, then we could do it, because it's not going, like you said, it's not going to be a deep measuring contest. Yeah. So like even just like I just had a conversation this weekend where we were debating whether it was a good idea for Kamala to run. Mm-hmm. Because before you came on, Morgan, my stance was the America's not ready for a woman president. Like, yeah, A, we're not ready for a woman president, and B, they got to stop letting women president run up against Trump. It's not a good idea. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're gonna have somebody run up against Trump, it gotta be an old white dude. Mm-hmm. Like, let's just keep it a buck, because the country already got traumatized. The other side got traumatized by Barack for long enough. So we should have known they needed a minute before another minority got a chance. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, I hate to say it, and because I like Kamala, and I voted for Kamala, but just not the one, especially with the abbreviated amount of time she had to run her campaign.
I'm gonna circle back to that in a second. I want to finish the third thing in that tier thing. Like I said, I'm willing to have these conversations, but I'm not willing to invest the amount of time in those type of conversations that I've had in good conscience and from an unbiased space, right? So I'm willing to hear you out, There's a difference in between having a conversation with somebody and actually entering into that conversation open-minded about their point of view and willing to listen to them and willing to have that conversation for the sake of arguing. I'm not entering any of those conversations for the sake of arguing. I'm not interested in that. If you think differently to me, I'm trying to understand your thought process so that I can learn from it. Whether I agree with it or not is not the point. It's just, but if I don't know what the thought process is, I don't know whether I agree with it or disagree with it. Because there have been things in the past that I felt that Donald Trump has said, and I agreed with him on it. You know what I mean? So it's not because I take things issue by issue. I don't take it person by person. I take it issue by issue. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just not willing to invest that amount of time anymore or that amount of energy anymore without being compensated for it. Because I'm talking about, like, again, I cannot quantify for you guys how long, and this is both online and privately, conversations that I've had on the phone, conversations I've had in Messenger. I had a 5-hour conversation in Messenger with somebody I went to high school with just like 3 weeks ago about the election.
That's too much time. That's too much time to dedicate.
But do you understand? Now you understand what I'm saying. 5 hours. 5 hours that I was talking, and that's just him. That's just that conversation.
Wait, was he on the other side?
Yes.
See,
yes, but that's my point. That's my point. Because and the other thing that bothers me.
But that's what I'm talking about, Sean. That's what I'm talking about, Sean. Like they should have. Well, number one, Biden should have realized he was a transitional president. Instead of running again, they should have spent the last 4 years propping up Kamala to run, so that when the primaries hit, people would feel like she was the choice as opposed to they were pushing her through.
If they were going to do that, then they should have just went the primary route altogether. What ended up happening is they ended up having to blitz it because the amount of money that Biden had already raised, and she was the only one that could spend that money.
But that's what I'm saying. He shouldn't have run again.
No, he should not. He should have been, like you said, he should have been transitional. But what I'm saying is, if he was transitional within that 2-year span that you normally spend to run a candidate, once we got to the 2-year mark, you should have been doing a primary, because he's already. Not to mention, it would have made him look better as a president. He would have had a better legacy as a president if he had done that. I don't think he has a horrible legacy. I think people are going to say he does, and that's another one of the things that like in this conversation and where we're at as a country, one of the biggest issues that is happening in the country right now is the people have made online and the internet the dissociation from mainstream media. I don't think is a problem. I don't think that in itself is a problem. But this is also something I've been talking about for years in regards to certain in different avenues. But people do not want to educate themselves on things. They would rather have somebody tell them what to believe. And it's easier if you tell me what to be mad at. All of us have seen that 50 million times. Like, how many times have you seen a movie get discussed or a TV show get discussed? And I'm talking about you just posted it. And God knows there's times when you posted and you have something positive to say about that movie or TV show, and niggas immediately, and I don't mean niggas as in just black folks, I mean people, period, will immediately jump on that post and start hating it just because. How many times have we seen a movie become like they're releasing it and it automatically gets people going online and giving it bad reviews just cause, like, they haven't even seen the movie. You know what I'm saying? And they'll hate it like this. The internet has become, and God knows Twitter, I hope I don't need to explain when it comes to Twitter, but people are not interested in information, reading books, reading articles, reading newspapers, watching intelligent people that study in courses. Like, they don't care about that. What people are looking for nowadays is for somebody to validate what they want to believe. or what they feel like they need to believe. That's happening in the church. It's happening in politics. It's happening in just pop culture as a whole. Like that, this is something that is just happening, and it is part of this generation. And there are many reasons for it, but social media is, to me, is the biggest one. So that's part of what we saw in this election too, because like that's one of the things that they're discussing now as they examine the body is the amount of money that went into traditional media for ads on TV versus the amount of people that were listening to podcasts or something like that ended up changing or influencing their vote. That's why there was a big debate on whether Kamala should go on Joe Rogan's show or not. If I was in her staff, I would have told her she definitely needs to.
You think that would have mattered?
Yes.
It would have helped.
You think it would have helped?
Yes. To me, one of the things that people do in general want to see nowadays, and one of the things that Trump gets credit for, is that he's willing to walk into alliance, then knowing it's going to be.
He's not though.
He didn't have.
Trump ain't going. Trump is okay. Come on, man. Let's not do that.
He didn't have to go to the National Association.
He went one thing, dude. One.
That's not the only thing. Nah. Look, I am not one to give him credit where it's undue. But what I'm saying is nowadays, what people value politically is the fact that you are willing to. Biden got points when that guy, I forgot where he was, but he was somewhere like a hangar or something, and that guy was disrespecting Biden to his face, and Biden was just like, he was like, man, you shouldn't be president. You're too old. And Biden's response back was, you're not young yourself or whatever. But it ended up becoming a viral moment because the guy said, hey, I bet you won't wear my hat because it was a MAGA hat. And Biden was like, hell no, I'm not wearing that hat. You know what I'm saying? But then after that, he was like, well, all right, you give me yours, I'll give you mine, whatever. And it became a viral moment, but it became viral because he put on the MAGA hat. But when you go and watch the actual conversation, there was a great conversation that was there. And to me, people value when you're willing to go across to the other side and have that type of conversation, especially if you're saying that you want to run. So if she had went on Joe Rogan, now I don't think she's best suited for that. But I also agree with Charlemagne. Charlemagne said early on, if she drops the political presentation and she just shows you who she is, the Kamala that he knows, then it would have went better too. But I also understand, and there's a lot of people that won't give that thought process credence, that she's a black woman. And if she goes up there and acts herself, she's going to
consider herself. Does she consider herself a black woman?
Yeah.
Now there's a huge narrative out there that she does not. But again, that came from TikTok.
That's why I asked, because I wasn't sure.
But that came from TikTok and disinformation, which is another huge thing that was a part of this campaign. It was a huge thing. That's why Elon made the moves that he did. Elon put himself in the driver's seat in insane level ways. He bought Twitter with this in mind. He changed the algorithm with this in mind. He started talking this talk with this in mind. He used to talk more liberally than he did conservatively, but then he said he bought Twitter because he wanted to open up the public square to have more conversation. But then once he started to change the algorithm, Twitter immediately got more racist and misogynistic. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it just grew into, now Twitter was already a cesspool, in my opinion, which is why I'm never on it. I don't even want to see it. But once he purchased it, it became worse. And that's well documented everywhere. So like I said, all of these things go together. Third reason I said I'm not going to have those conversations online is because at this point I'm in watch and see. And this is what I mean by that. Looking at the numbers from the election, the communities that ended up voting for Trump including us as black men.
Mm-hmm.
We were the second biggest voting bloc for Kamala. But in my opinion, our numbers should have been higher. Black women was at 92%. We were at, I've seen it at 79 or 82 or somewhere in between there. To me, that's unacceptable. On top, now if it was a election against a viable candidate, like somebody that was not all of the extremes of what you used to not be able to be as a politician. Matter of fact, I still don't think you can. The only person that can get away with this stuff is him. I've never seen anything like it.
I mean, you have to without giving credit for it, and I had a long conversation about this, and the word might throw y'all, and that's fine. But he's pretty brilliant when it comes to like marketing and talking to the lowest common denominator.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just is. Like he knows how to get like his people riled up, and it's almost like he knows just enough to get like somebody who might be leaning right to go all the way. Mm-hmm. And the craziest part is somehow this man was able to like insult a whole like ethnicity and get half of them to vote for him. Like that's crazy to me.
We know there's other reasons for that though.
Yeah, but it's just crazy to me, man. It's just crazy. Did y'all want to keep going on this? I mean, I can let you cook.
Well, the third, like I said, the third thing that I wanted to get off was that dang, I forgot it. I was on the path, but then it'll probably come back to me. But oh yeah, because I've been watching C Mode. So for those communities that voted that way, cool. We don't need to agree on what's going to happen because we're not gonna. The only thing that's gonna make me agree is me seeing it go differently. But based on the appointments that he's already made, and based on the agendas that he's been laying out before and now since, the African American community, especially poor African Americans, are getting ready to feel it, something fierce. They don't recognize it. They don't recognize the degree yet. And by them, I mean the majority of the ones I'm speaking about are what they call low propensity voters. You know what I'm saying? So they listen and they're talking, but they probably didn't turn out to vote. And there's going to be a detrimental effect with the immigration. I'm not gonna cap and tell you I could believe the numbers that I saw of Latinos voting for him. I was like, yo, hey, y'all some wild boys. That crap, yo, every time I think about it, it makes me laugh all over again. But I'm not gonna cap. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. That's why I said I'm in watch and see mode. If I'm correct, and these communities are very negatively affected, I'm watching. I'm probably gonna giggle a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie, and I'm not helping.
I was about to say, hey, listen, man. When the immigrations come, yeah, look,
I'm not helping. I don't have anything to do with that. Now,
nothing.
Now I will be.
I ain't protesting. I ain't doing nothing. Not. Y'all had y'all shot, and y'all just when your peoples get sent back to wherever.
I will feel terrible for the children that are affected.
That's fine, but y'all.
But if you're a part of that community that voted for that, and then it ended up being not what you thought it was going to be, you got to eat that. Just like I had to eat it. You know, that's all the crow you got to eat, and there's a lot of crow. You know what I'm saying? But like with the department, he's already made clear that he's going to get rid of the Department of Education. When that happens, and they go to school choice, who is the top community that's going to be affected by that? I wonder. Now I could be wrong. We'll see. We'll see if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure who was gonna be negatively affected when Stop and Frisk comes back and he gives police immunity. I mean, I'm just going by history and what we've seen before, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna affect those two communities the most. And by those two, I mean Black and Latino community. Um, I could be wrong. For the bevy of white women that voted for him, and now he's taken. He said, I saw today that he said that he is going to he's going to tell the Department of Justice to raise civil rights cases against universities that are. He didn't use the term. He didn't use the term because he probably doesn't know it. But affirmative action. He's going to have the DOJ go after affirmative action at universities, and that they're using it to implement it to be racist against. He didn't say a group of people, but I'm pretty sure we could all infer who he's talking about. The biggest beneficiaries of affirmative action since it's been passed have been white women. I don't know if people have been online, but Nick Fuentes or what the freak ever his name is, and all his incel friends are starting a chant saying "Your body, my choice." I'm pretty sure they're not all BSing on that. So my baby girl will know well her way around the gun and how to fire that hoe. And I would behoove all of us fathers to ensure that our daughters can defend themselves, because these incels out here feel emboldened right now. So there are consequences that are going to come down the pike, and we'll see if it goes well or terrible. And if it goes well, then again, I'll eat my crow. It's not a problem. But if it goes terrible, I hope no one's looking for me. Not if you voted that way. If you voted that way, don't ever tell me. Because if you tell me, hey, do not ask me for help. I mean that with everything in me. Don't ask me, because I ain't got nothing for you, bro. The only thing that's gonna make me help you in that situation is Jesus telling me to. And I would prefer he do it audibly.
All right, Morgan, we interrupting you, man. We let you cook.
All right. One question though. What do you think outside
Morgan had that built deep in his soul?
I'm not even done. I got more.
But I do have a question. Outside
Morgan
of
was like, I'm unloading the clip.
I got more. Go ahead, Jess.
Outside of Kamala being a woman, and more specifically a woman of color.
Say what?
I said outside of Kamala being, a woman, and more specifically a woman of color, why didn't people vote for her?
I think one, the disinformation against her, both in the Black community, white community. I've heard plenty of people that pay attention at higher levels and people that don't pay attention on any level say the same things that were not true about her, about her record. Like there was a huge one that was going around saying that she was specifically going after and locking up Black men when she was the AG in California. And that was disproven harshly, but it was still carrying and had legs with a lot of people. So I think the disinformation was huge.
Is this information that you found out from other sources, or is this something that she pulled up herself to point out?
She pulled it up herself over time, because that's the other thing too. I think one of the other big things that worked against her is the time period. They put her in an impossible position. Honestly, I don't care who. So. I do. I think if you giving somebody 3 months to run a campaign, I don't care who it is, in America, is going to be difficult. Mostly because and it's even more unique than that for her because she's the vice president right now. So you as the vice president, it is literally your job not to be out front telling what your policy ideas are. So the first thing that you have to do that's going to be the hardest thing to do is how you're going to differentiate yourself from the president that's already in office. And that's another, I don't want to say it's a mistake, but that negatively affected her. When people asked her, when on The View, they gave her the perfect opportunity to say, what would you do differently than what Biden's been doing? She was like, I can't think of anything. And I know for a fact that hurt her. I already knew I was gonna vote for her, but I know that was not a good answer for Democrats, Republicans, or Independents. Like that was not a good answer. She had a hard job because she's trying to defend the president that made her vice president, but at the same time trying to differentiate herself from him. And she didn't really.
So why not say that? Why not say that? Look, I'm the vice president. I'm supporting the president, as he's running his term. If I'm president, here are some things that I want to change.
I don't disagree with you. I think she should have. That's why I said I don't want
that still would have been like, okay, she rock with a dude, but okay, now that I'm in charge, I'm gonna tweak one or two things here or there. I want to do both.
Yeah, and for the first month of her campaign, she spent a lot of time with them backing her into that corner, and she was not willing to say, I think this was a mistake. I think that was a mistake. I would do this differently. Yeah, we should have jumped on the border faster. Like she, you know what I'm saying? Like she spent a lot of time in that first month not wanting to denigrate him. And I don't think that was a good idea. I think they should have had that conversation behind closed doors, and she didn't need to trash him at all. But there's ways to distance yourself, and you got a whole team full of people to tell you how to do that. You know what I mean? There's ways to distance yourself and differentiate yourself. And she didn't hit her stride with doing that until later into the campaign. And I think that hurt her too. The policies that she rolled out, again, it's very hard to come up with policies in 3 months. One, you got to come up with your own policies that are different from the policies that you're already under. And then two, you got to tell people what those policies are. There's people right now, that was one of the most popular searches on election day was, is Biden not on the ticket? That's the country we live in. The majority, there were people I forgot if it was Jimmy Kimmel. There was some late night show. I think it was Jimmy Kimmel. There was a late night show that they asked them on the day after the election, were they going to vote? And all them was lying saying, yep, I'm going. And the election was over with, but they said they were going to vote. People are literally just oblivious in this country. More than half of it is eyes wide closed. So I think that's another reason too, because she got Biden got 81 million votes last election. And I think she's at 73 last I looked at the count. There was apathy. People didn't turn out in the way that they should, which I think is retarded. But you can't force people to care. And then the people that do care.
I think also she didn't talk about. There was, yes, I guess Trump had a longer time, but even
not to mention we knew what he was on.
Even in the 3 months time, Trump was able to hit I don't even want to say the states, certain states, but he was able to hit the platforms, even, socially, in ways that Kamala didn't. Like bigger platforms that's going to focus more to, his base. I mean, yeah, did she do the Breakfast Club? I think she did do the Breakfast Club.
Did.
You know what I'm saying? But she could have still did Rogan because Rogan has, a mixed base.
That's another mistake I think too. I think they went heavily on the abort, like the biggest thing they hit.
Yeah, that they kept talking about was the abortion and the tax plan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They
you still got to talk about other things too. You know what I'm saying?
They hit the wagon heavily to abortion, expecting for. I
know
they expected white women in specific. I know that's the demographic they were going for to turn out, because Every time they put it on a ballot countrywide, every time it went on the ballot, it got voted for.
Mm-hmm.
So they thought that was going to be the number one issue, and they ran hard behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Trump thought the number one issue was going to be immigration and the economy. He didn't have to give a plan for the economy. His plan for the economy is retarded. There's nobody that doesn't say that.
What plan? He has concepts of a plan. He doesn't have a plan.
That's for
You know what I'm saying?
that's for healthcare. For the economy, his plan is to put tariffs on the stuff that comes into the country. That's the top of his plan.
Right.
It is one of the stupidest things that I've heard in a while. But he also believes in trickle down economics, which is why he put Elon right beside him. And Elon is already on wax saying that there's going to be some burn initially with the economy, but it'll make us better in the long run. And people will see sooner than later. There were definitely mistakes made all the way around, but I also think they put her in an impossible situation. If she was not vice president, it wouldn't have been as bad. But since she is vice president, you got a whole nother hill of beans to even fight against. One of the biggest things that the Republicans used against her is, why hasn't she done it already? Which to me was a ridiculous question. But it was working in circles.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So she had a whole lot of stuff that when she from go, she was going to have against her regardless. But if they had ran Biden, you still weren't going to get those votes, because I can't see young people turning out for Biden in this election. I not at all. And young people still went heavily for him. So in 2 years, we're going to see if the stuff that they're focusing on is working or not. We'll have the midterms, and then we'll see what the momentum is towards. I think Democrats as a one of the strengths the Republicans have over Democrats right now is they speak straight, and Democrats spend too much time being PC. And I think they have to learn to cut that bullcrap out immediately. Not tomorrow, not next month. Now, that's not how you talk on a regular basis. Talk normal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Trump speaks to the basest part of human beings, period. But that works because people want to hear him speak to the basest part. And some of those people that are listening to him are in league with him. You know what I'm saying? They got misogynistic thoughts or racist thoughts or, old school thoughts or whatever. You know what I mean? But everybody is getting ready to either prosper for it or pay for it heavily. Like I said, the stupidest political idea that I've ever heard, especially for African Americans, is somebody saying that they want to give police immunity, and African Americans voted for that. They looked over other things. I don't know. As a black man, especially, I don't understand how you can hear a candidate say, "Yes, I want to give police immunity," and you're like, "You know what? I'm with that." I can't fathom something so dumb. I cannot. And it's not like any plan that he gave sounds good. The border hurt the Democrats too, because Biden did take too long to jump on that crap. And they already knew going into it they were gonna get smacked up for that. Like,
I mean, but it's also how you speak to people. It's like, okay, I want to, tax more and blah, 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 and you have all this detailed information on your tax plan, and it's like most people aren't going to read to understand the different rates of how stuff is and what you're going to get back, and some of those people it's not going to affect them because they don't have kids. So that extra family tax or that the child tax or whatever is going to be cool for those who have kids. But now on Trump's side, I'm not supporting Trump, but I see where it's a difference of how people are being reached. He came out, he was like, okay, I don't want tax overtime and I don't want tax tips. Most people either have a second job or are working, overtime. They looking at that like, oh, hell yeah. I know plenty of people that work way far more overtime than they do their regular job, and they're like, "Oh, damn, I work 96 hours, so I'm only gonna get taxed on my, you know what I'm saying? Taxed on my 40." Like,
but
oh,
the other thing,
you know what I'm saying?
the other part of that not taxing overtime is he doesn't want people to work overtime in the first place.
Right.
He's always against overtime.
Yeah, he's also against overtime, but he's like, all right, I ain't gonna tax on overtime. You got to get people in the job position to where, all right, we got so many people that's working, we don't have to give overtime.
How are you gonna do that with the tariffs and deporting people?
But what I'm saying, okay, so even, and I'm not supporting, I'm not even justifying.
I'm listening.
What I'm saying is, I think he spoke to people differently.
No, I agree.
It became more appealing. You know what I'm saying? Because the average person is going to say, even if because we're discussing it now, but the average person is going to think, oh, I work overtime, so that's not going to get taxed. So I get to keep all that little money, that extra money. Cool, I like that. I'm going to vote for that. You want to have those baristas, those waitresses. Shoot, everything asks for a tip now. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised I don't even ask for gas at the machine and they don't ask for a tip at this point. But yeah, everything asks for a tip. So it's like those people now that, you know what I'm saying, they get tips. Like I said, those baristas, those waiters or waitresses, they don't have to claim those. You know what I'm saying? They're thinking, oh, I don't have to claim those taxes. I don't have to claim that stuff as taxes. Cool.
I'm gonna be honest.
It sounds more appealing.
I'm gonna be honest,
flat out regularly than saying you get the tax less and if you got child tax credit.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think people even heard him say that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't. I think more people than usual were annoyed by this election than anything else, in my opinion. Because God knows, I was ready to vote, but I was also extremely annoyed by the ads, by the text messages, by the emails. I was tired of hearing both sides talk altogether. The majority of Americans know who they're going to vote for before the day even comes. The ones of us that pay attention. The majority of Americans do not pay attention whatsoever. But the majority of Americans also vote along party lines. There are more independent voters than there used to be. That goes without saying, but they still usually lean right or left, which I hate those terms, by the way. But I'm using it so that all of us are on the same page because that's what everybody else says. But like I said, Democrats have work to do in between now and then. And I think the biggest thing that will behoove them, and I don't want to talk about this long because it'd be pissing me off, but I hate people using the word woke altogether. When I tell you I hate it, I legit want to fight people. When I hear people that are not black use the word woke, knowing full mother freaking well that that's not what it means, it makes me want to fight them. And I mean immediately. Because in my opinion, I take it as disrespect. Like, you're purposefully doing this. You know that's not what the word means. What you're trying to do is assert your control over that word to make it into something that it is not. And that makes me want to fight you because you're being disrespectful on purpose. But the term that they mean to say, and that they would say if they weren't ignorant or stupid or racist, is politically correct. Democrats have to have a come to Jesus meeting on just speaking straight. Stop with all the extra BS because everyone's tired of that. Democrat, Republican, and independents. Hey, shut the F up with that, yo. You just stop. There's a line to it though, because you give some people an inch, like people that are just natural dicks, you give them an inch and they're gonna take a mile. So they'll use this to say, you shouldn't respect if somebody's from the LGBTQ community and they tell you their name is Nancy, but you determine to call them whatever you want because your mama named you blah blah. I'm gonna call you blah blah blah. Like, you know what I mean? That's just you being a dick, honestly. Do you think there will be a surge again for black art like it was around 2020 or 2021? I'm trying to.
I wonder how that came into the topic. Was he just trying to change the topic?
I'm trying to properly answer this. I'm not sure. I can see a world. I'm not sure. I know what I plan to do in these years, and it's not going to be televised. I'm not going to be talking about it openly. Like I said, I'm in watch and see mode. And like I said, I can't lie and say I'm not gonna take some joy in some of the things that I expect to see. Because I'm probably gonna at least giggle a little bit in some of those things. I think that I hope so, Dion. That's the best answer I can give you. I hope so. I do think it will be heavily important for us as a community to lean into us heavy in this time period. I think that's going to be extremely important. Yeah, Sean, I don't know. I think it's going to be very important for us to lean into one another in this time period. At least the people that you can agree with. For those, I I was about to say, like I know people say you got to talk across the aisle, you got to be willing to talk across the aisle about that. Hey, man, I don't know. Like I'm always open to conversations, but there's a time and a place. Right now is not the time nor the place. It's just not fertile ground at the moment to try to have those conversations. At least not to me. Not for me personally. For me right now, I'm just watching. That's it. There ain't so much for us to discuss, especially concerning the election. If we on opposite sides, unless I'm being paid. Now, I'm willing to have that discussion if I'm being paid to have it. But I'm not doing it. I'm not getting ready to be arguing with you online nowhere, and I'm not getting compensated for it. You can forget it. Not if I know going into it that me and you disagree on that subject. You see what I'm saying? If I don't know we're exploring that in the conversation, fine. But if I know going into it, we've already had these conversations and we don't agree, the freak I'm gonna argue with you for? We already had this argument. You just want to argue with me. All right, well, pay me then. If you're not gonna pay me, you don't want it that bad.
All right. Sports. How about them Cowboys?
Nah. Nobody cares about the Cowboys.
What's your Patriots looking like?
They had the same amount of wins. They had the same amount of wins as we do, though.
We trash.
Y'all defense not trash.
We had a good defensive day. We trash.
What's our record?
3-7.
Hey, we all got the same record. Yay!
I mean, I expected the year we got, considering the situation, considering the players we got.
Dang,
we got a rookie GM, rookie head coach, rookie offensive coordinator, rookie defensive coordinator. God damn, these niggas shooting the lights out. Sorry. Well, I was letting y'all go off.
Talking about Boston.
Huh?
Florida almost made history yesterday.
I'm sorry, nobody cares about the Mavericks, dude. Nobody cares, man.
That's false. People definitely care about the Mavericks. Don't do that.
Florida almost made history yesterday.
Nobody cares about Florida either.
in sports.
What was it?
They almost did. If the Dolphins would have lost yesterday, every Florida team from college to NFL would have lost.
Dang, I wish I'd have seen that.
And NBA or just football?
Just in football.
Like I love my brothers and sisters.
Every single college football team in Florida lost yesterday.
I love my
Jacksonville lost and Tampa Bay lost. If Miami would have lost, every football team in Florida from college to NFL would have had an L.
They deserve it.
That'd have been the first time. That'd have been the first time in history.
I would have taken
dragging us back to the Stone Age. They deserve it.
Agreed. I love my brothers and sisters and my family that lives in Florida, but I do not like. You couldn't pay me to live in Florida. Not currently. Not how it's currently being governed. I ain't got nothing for it. I ain't got nothing for it at all. Exactly, Deon. Exactly. Everyone knows it too. I
appreciate the Steelers getting that win against the I want to say Redskins, against the Commanders. You know what I'm saying? That really helped me out a lot.
It was a great game.
I don't want to talk about Philly either. Screw y'all. Y'all screwed us over last weekend too. Last week,
what we do?
Pennsylvania, y'all done screwed us over too. I don't want to talk about y'all either.
That's facts.
Y'all can go. I'm trying not to say some things, but y'all can be quiet.
Hey, I'm about to say North Carolina went red too. So.
Hey, Durham, we held it down though. Durham was 80+%.
I don't care. No, I don't want to hear about Durham.
Listen, I can't affect nothing outside of me now.
No.
I can't affect nothing outside of me now.
No.
My city, though. We stood on business.
I don't care about what y'all stood.
I think we had the highest percentage in North Carolina.
Y'all roll as a unit.
We had the highest percentage in North Carolina, bro.
Y'all roll as a unit.
We like that.
I don't want to hear that, man.
Hey, Bull City like that, cuz.
Both of y'all. Huh?
Vermont went blue?
I have no idea. Connecticut did.
Connecticut went blue? Okay.
Connecticut always go blue, baby. We've been trying. We tried. We did our part.
Hey man,
it was up Pennsylvania, and it was a big deal. And then Pennsylvania not going blue is a big deal.
Yeah,
bro. The level of we had tried to go away from it, but you brought it back. The level of
go back. Y'all did y'all see the trailer for Captain America? What did y'all think?
It looked pretty good. I was interested. I'm excited for it.
I'm gonna go see it, but it's it's because it's next one in continuity.
You supposed to be like amped for it, man. Black Captain America.
No,
you're the angriest black man in America. You're supposed to be happy,
right?
I'm not the angriest black man in America, but I'm gonna go see it because it's the next installment. I'm happy. I'm happy for Anthony Mackie. The reason I asked that question the other day on my page about what people thought the movie was gonna do, given the political climate, I'm concerned that will be used against it at the box office.
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
That's why I asked that.
But I'm gonna need all the black people that was so happy that there's a black Captain America to show up, spend them dollars.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I hope so. Watch it.
I hope so, but I would not be surprised if it flops. I just hope it doesn't.
The black man fighting an allegory for Trump. The movie is good.
Right.
That's hilarious, man.
I'm dead serious. I would not be surprised to see protests around the movie coming out. I'm not even joking. I would not. I don't know how Disney's gonna handle it, but I would not be surprised to see that.
That's funny, man. I didn't even think about it.
I will say I'm very excited about Denzel making the announcement that he's going to be in Black Panther 3.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know about that one.
Don't do that. Don't
do that.
You can't disrespect the GOAT, bro.
I'm not disrespecting Denzel. I told you. I wasn't a big fan of Wakanda Forever, so I'm not really here. I don't want to see teenage T'Challa Jr. or Shuri as Black Panther. I really don't care.
Great.
I'm just being honest. It's not racist. Listen, I'm not the only person that feels that way.
How do you feel about it, Jess? Because I don't want to argue with this one.
Why is it so? No, time about why? Why can't I? Why do I have to like?
I didn't say you did. I don't want to argue.
Clearly, it's enough that you feel like you got to argue with me.
I said I don't want to argue with you.
But why do y'all have to argue? Why can't y'all discuss?
Because of all of the conversations, all of the arguments we've had in the past on that.
But do you see how you go to argument?
I said I don't want to argue with you. That's what I said.
We can have a discussion, like two
civilized. Not peacefully. We tried.
Do I seem riled up?
It's not about being riled up.
We just trying to talk, man. Listen. If there are people who liked, Wakanda Forever, and they liked Shuri as Black Panther, and they were happy for it, and they enjoyed the film, and I'm happy for them. Me personally, I didn't get excited about hearing Denzel in the movie because I'm not getting T'Challa, and that's what I want to see with Black Panther. Mm-hmm. That's what Javon wants to see.
Because this is actually technically, wouldn't this just be like a whole new story that's not in the comics?
I don't even know what they're gonna do, man. I feel like they probably gonna try. Like I said, they're gonna try to truck out T'Challa Jr. and Shuri as Black Panther.
But was there a T'Challa Jr. in the comic?
They did like.
Daddy, close your eyes.
Morgan, so was there a T'Challa Jr. in the movie? In the comics? I can't really
story on that. I have no idea.
What'd you say? I missed it. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Is there a T'Challa?
Not like the way not the way they did it. Okay. Not the way they did it.
Because he already married homegirl, and then in the comics, married Storm, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Shuri was Black.
Yeah, I know Shuri was Black Panther, but I'm just thinking about T'Challa. I think they definitely wanted to find a way to honor him in the movie or have some kind of continuity, since we knew that he wasn't going to be in the movie anymore. And I don't think the people were ready for a recast. But at the same time, I think if they can, right. It just depends on how well. I think it just depends on how well that person is played. Because look how many different Batmans there were. Look how many different Spider-Mans there were. So you can definitely, essentially, try and do another T'Challa.
I think they would have been just fine. I think if they would have recast it, people would have been just fine. If it was a fire movie, people would have been fine. If they would have been a fire movie and they would have did some sort of like just a little tribute for him in the middle of the movie somewhere, I don't think people would have blinked an eye. I think people overreacted. Mm-hmm. Fans. I'm not talking about the what do you call it? The cast and the crew. I understand where the cast and the crew is coming from, but I also feel like we were, and I've said this before, we were cheated out of more stories with T'Challa. And the people who say, well, there's T'Challa Jr., I'm like, well, my son is a junior. That don't mean he's the same as me. Mm-hmm. So, again, if people are excited, clearly Morgan is excited for Denzel and Black Panther 3. I'm happy for him. I'll probably go see it just because I'm gonna try and support everything Black. But I'm probably not gonna like it. Hey, I went to Wakanda Forever. Knowing good and doggone well there was no T'Challa, and I tried. Didn't
you sat there like this the whole time?
I was just like, this is I was like, this is whack. I like Namor.
Mm-hmm.
I like Namor. I like Namor. I thought Angela Bassett did a phenomenal job. Even Ironheart, Riri was okay. It was a well-made film, but a lot of it was kind of like, what? And then I ain't gonna lie, I know a lot of people was like, "Oh, with the T'Challa Jr." I was like, "This is whack." In my head, I was like, "This is whack." I'm sorry, yo. I'm sorry. I was like, "This is terrible," but okay.
This is a stupid idea.
I was like, "This is so whack." Man. This is like, I just felt like the movie was one big funeral, and I didn't want to go to a funeral.
Okay.
Morgan, are you excited? Oh yeah, with Blade canceled, Captain 4 possibly flopping, and Wonder Man looking. How y'all say Wonder Man look awful? We ain't seen nothing.
Wonder Man.
Yeah, they ain't show nothing. They showed like 2 seconds of a clip.
What are y'all talking about? What's Wonder Man?
Wonder Man, the TV show with old boy from Candyman.
Okay.
I didn't want to switch
what,
subjects.
the Mantis dude?
Yep.
Yeah, Black Manta. Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to wait until the moment was over before I switched subjects.
They need to bring Jonathan Majors back.
I agree.
Nah, the boat's gone on that.
I am excited to see Gladiator next week. Can't freaking wait. Super duper excited about that. Been waiting for it since it got announced.
I've never seen the trailer for it. I gotta look it up.
It's fire.
It looks okay. It doesn't look like a movie by the director though. It's kind of crazy.
It absolutely is still Ridley Scott, and it looks like Ridley Scott to me. But I'm extremely excited to go see that. Definitely the most excited I've been to see a movie this year, hands down. The Penguin on HBO Max, for those who have not experienced that greatness, is
Greatness?
What, Gladiator?
No, Penguin.
Greatness?
Penguin's fire.
Oh yeah, I gotta watch that. I heard good things.
Penguin is fire. That is how you do. If you're going to do a show, if you're going to do a show that's an offshoot to or an extension of the universe to build a character up, fantastic job, fantastic. That Penguin is for DC what WandaVision was for Marvel. It was fantastic to me.
So I binged it this weekend.
Colin Farrell was freaking incredible.
He played when I found out he was Penguin, I said, "Oh dang, okay."
He was freaking incredible.
But I didn't like the story. I'm like, this man should have died 6 times in the first 2 episodes. I'm like, why is he still alive?
Hey, Scarface should have died too. I mean, what villain
Scarface did die?
Yeah, but he should have died earlier. I can't believe as soon as this game kicked on, the freaking feed went out. Like,
so no, I wasn't a fan of the show. I wasn't impressed.
I could
the
not.
The ending was, kind of crazy. But yeah, I'm not watching season 2.
What, for the Penguin?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't like it?
No.
I don't even know what to say to that.
I was like, just die. I just like
just die. Just die.
That's why
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
I didn't understand it. I just didn't understand how he survived or was able to. Yeah, it just didn't make sense to me.
Is it because he was supposed to be disabled? Was that what bothers you?
No, it's the fact that based on the stuff that was happening, he should have been dead.
Yeah, but every story has that. All of them.
But so many times in the first couple of episodes, it's like,
But you understand what I'm saying?
But you somehow lie your way out of it. Like, come on.
You understand what I'm saying though? Like okay, so like Gladiator, Training Day, Bad Boys. What movie has a hero or a villain that is supposed to be the main character doesn't escape death constantly? Punisher, Daredevil,
And
Luke
stuff
Cage,
like that. And stuff like that annoys me because
Top
just-
Gun. You know, now I know you know from Top Gun, he's supposed to have died multiple times.
he was a great pilot.
So it's because old buddy's disabled.
No, it's not that he's disabled. I didn't care about anything about his limp or anything.
Dexter should have died.
Never watched it.
What?
Mm-mm.
You wow.
I just never watched it.
Heisenberg should have died.
Who are you talking about?
Heisenberg.
I'm just talking about all Breaking Bad.
Oh, yeah.
Gus should have died. Jesse definitely should have died. I mean, I can do this with any story. I don't care what the story is. Like,
Right.
that's just a thing. Like that happens in all stories.
But so many times, I was just like, this. Come on.
Man, what the freak?
I was just saying, and don't get me wrong, because I was the same way with all the John Wick movies. I'm like, come on now.
Oh, okay. I'm getting off. I can't.
Morgan.
I love John Wick. I love John Wick.
Right now.
I love John Wick.
I was about
My
to
man's
say,
badass.
Morgan
But still, I'm like,
murdered
come
somebody.
on now. Come on, bro.
bro, don't do this, man.
You should have been dead.
Don't do this, man. He's a bad man.
I
007.
mean, I was actually happy when he finally died. I was like, finally.
He ain't dead. 007.
What you mean he ain't dead?
He's
You
not
keep
dead.
saying that.
I know because I'm correct. And if I'm not correct, guess what? I'm gonna stand 10 toes on the fact that I was wrong.
You be wrong a lot. You know that. I'm glad you stand 10 toes.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
You must have strong calves the way you stand on your toes. But walk
I sure
around
do.
your toes.
Them toes is hurting.
Man, I don't be wrong like
You
that.
got
bro.
bunions like a.
Bunions. They
I'll be
hurting
wrong
so
like
damn
that. Bro.
bad.
I've been wrong twice, like publicly here recently.
You've been
That's
right quite a bit. You've been wrong quite a bit.
That's false. You said it right the first time.
Nah.
All right, give me some things you've been right about this year. Let's just say this year.
Who'd you pick? Who'd you pick to go to Super Bowl? I'm just curious.
The Chiefs and the Packers.
This year for this season?
Yep.
Okay.
If it happens, I win $500.
Think about that money.
I picked 6 players. I picked 6 of the NFL running backs to rush for 10 rushing touchdowns. And almost all of them are pretty close. Matter of fact, I need to check that right now. Derrick Henry's already got 10. Saquon is close. Joe Mixon's close.
I don't know if the Chiefs gonna make it this year.
That's poppycock.
I think it might be the Ravens' year.
They've been getting lucky.
Who?
Ain't no such thing, man.
What you mean ain't no such thing?
Ain't no such thing as luck.
Man,
in
stop
football.
it. Dude, I'm a Patriots fan. I tell you there's such thing as luck.
Well, if you mean luck in the regard of like players, like player injuries or something, because obviously, every team you're only as good as the players being available. So in that regard, yes, you need luck, but that block field goal, they earned that. Like, I don't like chalking that up to luck. They had to go and block the field goal. Like, it's not like they just fell into it. Somebody tried hard and they blocked it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
So you don't think it was luck for them to win against the Ravens? When
how do you get lucky and go 9-0? How are you undefeated in luck?
I'm a Patriots fan.
I ain't saying every game was luck, but
go 16-0, go 18-1.
That was one of the best offenses of all time.
All right, I'm gonna let you talk. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I watched them get lucky on quite a few of those wins. I am telling you this as a fan of the team who did 18-1. They got lucky. At least two. I can tell you one game specifically they got lucky. It was against the Ravens. It was 4th and 1.
Mm-hmm.
And if they didn't get the fourth down, if they didn't get the first down, the game was over.
Mm-hmm.
And they ran a play, and Tom Brady got stopped. But what happened? What's his name? Their coach came down, called timeout before they snapped the ball. So it negated the play. Patriots went, got the first down, got another shot, got the first down, drove down, scored.
So are we?
That's luck.
I think so. Okay, that's what the discussion is. So the discussion to me is in how much of something do we quantify to luck versus effort. So that Hail Mary that Jaden Daniels got off.
That was luck.
Okay,
that catch was luck.
So
absolutely luck.
So we're attributing luck to be things that are highly improbable.
Sometimes the ball bounces your way.
Things that are highly improbable. Is that fair? That's what we're calling luck.
Sure. I won't say improbable. I would say, yeah, probable. Yeah. So I'll say, sorry, I thought you said possible. Probable.
No, improbable.
Improbable.
Yes. Okay. So
you're talking about something that would happen 99.9% of the time, and
something likely not to happen.
Yeah,
that's luck. Something that happens that is likely not to happen.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. So that's what the conversation is. The conversation is then, because I've heard, you know what? Never mind. That's a whole separate conversation. But I've heard.
Man, we ain't doing that. We just talking. Go ahead.
Well, I'm trying to watch the Duke game, but
don't know. I care about.
I don't. What's with the violence?
Violence is the truth.
It's not. It's definitely not the truth.
How you so pro-black and you watching the PWI school? Why ain't you watching Central?
Don't ask a dumb question.
That's not a dumb question. Why you not watching? Why you don't watch them or A&T?
Are Central or A&T playing online right now?
Probably. I don't know their schedule.
What were you asking me before that ridiculous question? Oh, the luck thing. So it's similar to it's a similar argument, but how people say, God, man, it annoys me so much. People say that these celebrities sold their souls. That's why they're successful. I just don't like saying things like that because it diminishes the work that it took for that person to get there. It does to me.
If you everybody gets lucky. Yeah. You could be the most successful person in the world. You got lucky somewhere along the way.
Yeah, but you
believe in luck.
Let me put it to you this way. Think about how many singers just happen to be at the right venue where the right person happened to be there to hear what they song, and then they get signed or whatever.
But I think
that is luck. Luck is just chance. It's luck.
I think that's where the conversation is. So the conversation is, for me, I understand why people use the word luck, and it doesn't annoy me. Where it annoys me is what I said. Where it annoys me is, I think there's a fine line there. Sometimes it annoys me if somebody says it's luck, but there's a fine line there. So celebrities that get famous, Kevin Hart is a target for this conversation a lot. And people say Kevin Hart is in the position he's in because he's an industry plant and he sold his soul to the devil. That's why he's successful. And I feel like that is extremely diminishing of the hard work that he put in to get there. And 90% of people, probably 90+% of people would not just could not, would not go through or do what he did in order to get into that position. just the same as these football teams, just the same as these basketball teams, just the same. That's why I think it's a little bit more of a conversation there because you have to be okay. Let's take the block field goal Sunday. I would feel like it was more luck if I don't know, dude like passed out. He's on the line of scrimmage with his hand in the dirt. He passes out and just so happens to hit the ball as he passes out. That's luck. But if we've been running field goal block all year, and this is a winner go home situation.
But you ain't missed any field goals or extra points the whole game.
No, but it was a block.
None of them was blocked.
It was a field goal block. So the effort from the defense.
My point
got
is
them to the ball to block it. Like there was no
luck
luck
in the rest of the game, though.
Yes, but that's why I said that's where the conversation is. The conversation for me is the separation, and everybody might have different lines. The separation of because I could just as easily say it was fate. It's just I
that's
could
a
just
different argument.
I could just as easily say what most people call is luck. I could just as easily say it's fate.
Fate.
Yeah, fate, destiny.
Okay.
Predestination.
I thought you said fake at first. That's why I was like, what?
Oh no.
Gotcha.
I think
fake,
lucky stuff
destiny.
happens in the games all the
Fate,
time.
destiny, predestination.
In sports all the time.
Mm-hmm.
How many times you see a guy like clock is running down and he just heaves the ball and it goes in. Now you could be like, he's just that good, but you could also be like, yeah, it's a lucky shot. They'll tell you all the time to get lucky.
I got lucky bounce.
People thought Steph was lucky until he did it all the time.
No, I'm not talking about like somebody who's doing it over and over and over again. I'm talking about random dude on the bench comes off the bench. He hurls a half court shot.
Yes, but I want to make it clear that I understand why people say that stuff is luck. I understand that. I'm just saying in certain spaces, I feel like it diminishes the person that we're attributing the luck to. But in other spaces, I could just as easily use the word fate or destiny.
I mean, they're undefeated right now because the Baltimore Ravens receivers touched the back of the end zone.
They got lucky on that one.
That's luck. That's a game of inches. Sometimes you get lucky.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Sometimes you get lucky.
Regardless, they're gonna win the championship. So
I mean,
it'll make a difference regardless.
Hey, listen, man.
Hey, I want to take that bet. Since you 99.5 on that one.
9 point. Yeah, that's a good question.
No, that's a. I got a new percentage for y'all. I'm not gonna reveal it yet.
What's your percentage?
I'm not gonna reveal this percentage yet, but I got a new percentage I'm using. They're gonna win.
I still want to take that bet. You still want to take that bet?
Wait a minute. What are we betting? That the Chiefs win the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm taking all the risk. I'm taking all the risk in that bet.
But you just said it, so
you sound like you sound like it's a guarantee though.
So you want to take that bet?
I feel like ain't no such thing as a guarantee, but I feel very strongly that they're going to win. I feel like they have the best probability. One, they just won.
Strongly.
Two, nothing's changed on their
What
team.
does just winning have to do with anything?
If you win two championships in 3 years, I would say you're pretty good.
Okay,
is that not a thing?
The Patriots won 2 in a row and lost the third one.
What does that have?
That ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
I can see that. I can see that like a media thing, or a scripted thing, because now Chiefs will be the first team in history.
Ain't no team ever 3-2.
Right. So and we say that stuff too, like, oh, some of the stuff is scripted, whatever.
No, some people say that, and I think they're foolish. But I think they have the best chance to win. One, because they're already champions. Two, because they still have the same coaching staff. They still have the same players. They still have the same quarterback. They still have the same defense. Well, they lost. What's my guy? They went to Tennessee. They lost him, but their other corner's been playing pretty well. But Duffy's still shut down. Chris Jones is still going to take over in the playoffs. DeAndre Hopkins is going to be invaluable to them in the playoff run, I believe. They lost Rashee Rice. That's going to hurt a little bit. But Andy always finds a way around it, just like he did last year, because their offense was not clicking. and the defense carried them to that
I don't know,
championship.
man.
I still believe the defense is going to carry them to that championship.
I
Lamar is playing out of this world.
I think
Pittsburgh, I would not be mad at all if Pittsburgh won.
I think there are a lot of teams right now in the AFC who can get in that work.
Those are the three to me. Those are only three.
I think
KC,
there's a lot of teams.
KC, Baltimore, Pittsburgh.
I think well, it's gonna be. I'm really interested to see the Bills game this weekend. Like the Bills game this weekend will tell me something. Like if the
they
Bills,
just lost. Yeah, they just lost to So
the Bills ain't beating the Chiefs.
You don't think the Bills are gonna beat the Chiefs?
Nope.
Bro, have you watched their games?
I've been watching them for years. Yeah.
I don't think they're as far off as you think, man. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying the Bills are bad. Again, this is like
wow, man. The way you feel about the Chiefs are crazy. All right.
Right.
You should
why
take
are we
that.
acting
You
like
should take that.
People didn't think they were gonna win last year.
Huh?
People didn't think they were gonna win last year because the offense was terrible for a good part of the year last year.
So this
I
is
was
I'm not gonna say luck. I'm not gonna say luck
I
on
was
this.
right about that.
I'm not gonna say luck. Do you know how fortunate they were to make the Super Bowl? The Chiefs?
Everybody's always fortunate to make the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, but the level of fortunate, like the Ravens had the game won. All homeboy did, if he had just like, hey, he extended the ball over, he tried to. That was a young rookie making a dumb mistake.
Man, it happens.
Right, but again, that's how tenuous it is. But
I'm not.
Like I said, I watched the team. I'm
not taking
the greatest dynasty of all time try and three-peat, and they ain't never do it. I believe it when I see it.
Cut it out.
Greatest dynasty. What you want?
Not the freaking greatest dynasty. Are you kidding me?
I'm sorry. 6 championships in 20 years, 9 appearances in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, there's a team that has 6 championships in 10 years.
Who?
The Chicago Bulls. What are you talking about?
Different sport.
He didn't say football. He said the greatest dynasty there is.
They didn't have the level of success for the amount of time that the Patriots had. That's 20 years, dude. 20 years.
That's 6 in 20 years.
Yes, and 9. They ain't have 9.
6 in 20 years is not dominating at the level that 6 in 10 is.
Did they have 9 finals appearances?
No.
No. The answer
not
is
in
no.
that 10 year span.
You can do all the math in your head you want. No.
Not in that 10 year span.
No. Okay, cool. So 20 years.
6 out of 20.
9. So that means let me
What
help
do you want to do the percentage?
No, let's do Now I'm gonna help your math out.
Okay, right? I'm listening.
20 years.
I'm about to do the
math.
They
were in the Super Bowl half the time. Almost half the time.
I'm getting ready to look at the math on that. Give me 1 second.
In 20 years,
they
were there 6 times.
Appearances.
That's 30%.
30% in 20 years.
30%, yeah.
No, how is that 30%?
You said they win 6 in 10 years. That's
20 years.
60%.
Time out.
So if you double the years, that you got to go half. So that's 30%.
So if they made it time out. If they make it 10 times, that's 50% of the time they were in the Super Bowl. Right. Yeah. So how is it 30%?
They made the Super Bowl, not one.
That's one. You said one.
I just said 9 appearances.
Sir, all I'm dealing with is the wins. I don't care about
but it's not just the wins.
Okay, hold on.
The Bills made it 4 straight times. They lost all of them.
You're doing 2 different maths.
Yeah, that's
because you said
that don't matter.
6. Hold on. You said 6 wins in 20 years.
6 championships in 9 in 20 years. 9.
Stop right there. Stop there.
This is the math.
So the 6 from the 20.
I know
is
what
30%.
the percentage for that is.
That's what we're going off.
But that's not what I was talking about just now.
We don't care about the
almost. I'm sorry that you don't care about excellence.
Nobody cares about almost, bro. Well, it's you won or you didn't.
Clearly, listen. It's hard talking to Philly. Philly fans too. Philly and Carolina fans.
I listen closely. I listen very closely. I mean,
you caught it straight there.
The only thing that we're discussing.
That was a default shot. That was a default. I didn't need for you to catch that straight, Justin. I'll apologize. The only thing that we were discussing. I was talking to the Carolina Panthers fan. I'm sorry if you can't understand the value in making the Super Bowl 9 years. That means in 9
We
of
don't
the
have
20
nothing to do
years,
with not
you
understanding
were
the
one of the
value. You
best
said
two
the greatest.
teams in the league. It is.
You said the greatest dynasty.
It's the greatest
You said
dynasty
the greatest.
in sports. Ain't
No,
no other
it is
dynasty
not.
had 20 years
Okay.
of excellence to that level.
So okay.
Name another dynasty.
The Boston
Name
Celtics.
another dynasty that
The
was
Boston
that
Celtics.
long and had that amount of success.
The Boston Celtics.
In 20 years.
No.
Give me a second.
In 20 years, how many times?
So now the specific
We're
thing
saying
is
20
it has
years.
to be in
No,
20
I'm
years.
talking
20-year
about the
range.
length of time. How if you
The
have
length of time is 20 years.
Yes. Okay.
Okay,
Well,
so
I'm
we're
just
doing a
saying that's the
20-year
length
range.
of time for them. Right. Yes.
Yeah,
So
we're
if
doing a
somebody
20-year
ain't done
range.
20 years and been successful for 20 years, because we could talk about division championships. 9 times means you are AFC champion 9 times.
All right. So I'm gonna give you, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah.
wait to see.
12 championships in 20 years.
Wait,
And you're telling me
talking about back before when it was like the ABA and all that?
Yes, do you see? I'm getting off this
Well,
call.
Coach
right?
Hammer,
I'm asking a
that's what
You
question.
see
Javon
this?
did.
Bro? Do you see this?
Asking a
Did you
question.
see this bullcrap? Hey,
I just
I'll
asked.
talk to y'all next week. I'll see y'all next week.
Asking you
I'm
this.
going to watch
You
the
see
Duke
how
game.
y'all react? I'm just
I'm
asking a
going to watch
question.
the Duke game.
I'm
That's
asking a
crazy.
question.
You're not answering the question. You just said
I
what
asked
other
a
team has
question.
that many championships in 20 years. I just gave
Right,
you.
and I'm
I
asking
gave
a
it to you
question
off
for
the top of my
context.
head.
I'm asking a question for context. That's what I'm asking.
That is true. He is asking a question for context. But
That's all I tried to do. I didn't say, man, F that. That's bull. I
You did
just
it as
asked
a
a question.
diminishing. You would not answer it. You would not
Okay.
answer it.
Again, y'all still ain't answering my question because
I'm not looking up this. I'm not looking up. The
I'm
stats.
asking Morgan to answer a question that he does not want to answer.
I already answered it.
No, you didn't.
No,
You
did.
already knew. You already
did.
know the time span that
Okay,
they won
cool.
championships in.
Just-
Yes.
I'm gonna talk to
Hold on.
Just.
More.
I'm gonna talk to
You
Just.
did not. You did
Thank
not.
you.
You did not answer the question.
He
So
knows
his question
that-
was it during like the
I'm asking
ABA?
questions.
Just
Still
he
ain't
knew
answered.
that already.
No, I don't. That's why
How do you not know that? You're a
I
Boston
asked you a
Celtics
question I
fan.
didn't know the answer to.
You're a Boston Celtics fan, are you not?
Actually, I'm a Tatum and Brown fan. I don't know the whole history of the Boston Celtics.
Okay, well,
I have said that on more than one occasion.
that's what's up. So from 1957 to 1976, they have 12 championships
12
in that
champions.
time span.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So yes, they were part of the ABA and they joined the NBA in that same time span. Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's look at it this way. Do you think the level of I'm asking questions now. If you don't agree with the questions, that's fine.
No, the level
Right.
of competition was not the same, but also the Patriots.
Okay,
level of
cool.
competition
So
wasn't
if
the
you
same.
can understand that it was harder now to accomplish what the Patriots did in their time frame than it was for the Celtics at that point, then so yes, they have more
So
championships.
was it the
They have
NFL?
more
Was it
championships.
considered the NFL during that
Huh?
time?
What'd you say?
I'm just asking. Did they during that time that where you're bringing up that 20-year time span? Was it all in the NFL?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm asking. I'm asking.
yeah. I'm answering. You see how I answered them? You
Mhm.
know, it's a reciprocal thing. So anyway,
Yeah.
listen. You know, Morgan, he doesn't want to give the
In two
Patriots
separate
respect.
decades,
It's
in
okay.
two
It's
separate
okay.
decades,
It's all right.
it ain't got nothing to do with no. You said the great. This
You don't
whole
wanna give them
conversation
respect.
started from
I
you
said
saying
it's the
they're the
greatest.
greatest dynasty, and I
Right.
just said
So
they were-
the burden of proof is on you to prove that it's.
You said it was the
You don't
greatest.
even believe that that Celtics team is the greatest dynasty. You just gave me the
If
bull.
if you have 12 championships in 20 years, I would say
That
that's
ain't
pretty
what
damn
you.
good.
Okay, just. can
But
you
I
answer
brought
a
up the
question?
Chicago Bulls.
Just,
I brought up
can
the
I answer
Chicago
your question?
Bulls.
All right, so again,
I gave
let's-
you the Chicago
let's
Bulls who
compare
won 6
the
championships
Chicago
in 10
Bulls,
years.
Okay, well, what were the other?
And since we're
outcomes
doing
of
good,
the rest
and
of
since
the
we're doing
year?
coulda, woulda, shouldas, and since we're
I'm
doing
not
coulda,
doing
woulda,
coulda, woulda,
shouldas,
shouldas.
they could have
I'm not
won
doing
8
coulda.
in 10 years.
How am I
Easily.
doing coulda, woulda, shouldas? How am I doing coulda, woulda, shouldas? Again, if
Okay,
you want to
so,
compare,
so more
two
outside of the
dynasties,
outside of the ABA stuff.
let's compare
there-
the two. See, no. You brought up the Bulls, so
You set the terms of 20 years. You said
No,
that.
I just gave you the amount of time that they were. That's the time
Yeah,
that
but
Bill
you would have
Belichick
to-
and Tom
Right.
Brady would have.
So that is the time. That is the time
But that's
frame that
what
we
it
gotta
is.
use.
You
We gotta
gave
use.
a
We gotta
set
use.
span of time.
Okay, but that's the tenure of the. I don't. It's not
Yes, but
setting
there are other-
parameters. That's the setting. So I'm asking you, Morgan. I'm asking you, why would you consider the Chicago Bulls the one? So we're talking about 3, 6, 7, 8 years, right? Because you got what? Jordan was gone for a year and then came back for like half the second year, right?
Okay.
I'm asking. That was a question.
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we're talking about 6. Oh, what's the time frame are you giving this dynasty? Like, where is it from when Jordan came in, or like what are we doing? That's what I'm
But
asking.
why does that matter? As long as it's a 10-year
That's
time
exactly
frame.
my point. That my point is.
What do you mean?
don't
Why
get
does it
the
matter?
framework
Because
of
a
what
dynasty
matters.
is the length and breadth and success of a dynasty is how long it goes. Just like
you
you
won
could
3
say,
championships in one decade. You won 3 championships in another decade. Congratulations. They won 6 in one decade. How do you
Okay,
determine which one
so-
matters more?
right?
Which one's more dominant?
Well,
Which one's more dominant? Somebody winning 6 championships in 10 years or somebody winning 6 championships in 20 years? Which one sounds more dominant?
He got a point.
fine. What else did they do throughout the rest of their period? Because if you
got to
won,
what a rest of what period? You're
No,
giving
no.
a period. I gave you a
Yes,
different period.
You did. You said which is more
I'm giving
dominant.
you gave your period of 20 years. I
I'ma
gave
let
you
you
a period of
finish
10
and then I'll talk.
years. I gave you a period of 10 years.
Right.
Are you saying that the period of 20 years?
And I'm saying, so in
the
your
period of
10-year period, so let's say 10. You said 10, right? You said 10. Just he said 10. So if
10.
he won
He's won
6
10.
in 10 years, what did you do the other years?
I think the year that he left, they went to the finals. Scotty took them to the
The
finals.
last year he left
They
was
came
after
back.
they won that last championship.
Then 99, they didn't do anything.
No, before that, because he ain't there. Jordan ain't
Before-
there.
okay,
He ain't
before-
part of the
before that,
dynasty. So
in
before they won
1990,
that championship,
who
what did
won
they
it?
do?
Who won in 1990? Wait, first
They
off,
ain't make
first
the
off-
Eastern Conference Finals.
first off, let's figure out why we're even talking about that. Justin,
No, we
Yes.
figured out.
if a team wins
You
6
decided to have a
championships,
problem with what I said.
which one sounds more dominant, Justin? A team won 6 championships in 10 years, or a team won 6 championships in 20 years? Which one sounds more dominant?
I'm going to have to say the 6 and 10.
Okay, so what if I said, well, one
It doesn't
team?
matter.
No, it does matter because you say your
don't.
little thing. I'm gonna say my thing.
Do it.
So if I said, well, which is more dominant? A team that went to the finals 6 times and won 6, or went to the Super Bowl 9 times and won 6?
The team that went 6 and won 6. What you mean? I'm 100%.
You ain't never did nothing else for the rest of the time.
I'm 100%
Okay, cool.
when I go to the.
All right,
What
so
are you
you think
talking
Joe
about?
Montana is a better? Do you think
If-
Joe Montana is?
if-
No,
if-
stop. No, I
If my
got you.
presence,
Do you think-
Justin,
Do
if
you
my
think
presence
Joe
in the
Montana
finals
is a
something
better
means I
quarterback
win,
than Tom Brady? Yes or no?
if
Both
if
y'all
my
talking,
presence
both
in
of
the
y'all talking.
championship,
Do you think Joe
if my
Montana
presence
is
in
a
the
better? I
championship
just want you
means
to
I
answer my
win.
question. I just want you to
Statistically
answer my
speaking,
question. Do you think Joe
you ask me
Montana
which one is more
is
dominant?
a
It's
better
clear
quarterback
answer.
than Tom Brady?
That's
Joe
a clear
Montana is
answer.
undefeated in Super Bowls, right?
LeBron James.
undefeated.
What now?
Joe Montana is undefeated in Super Bowls, so he
There are
must be
people that
better
still
than
feel like
Tom
Joe
Brady.
Montana's the best quarterback
So
of
he
all
must
time.
be better than Tom Brady, who went to
There are
9,
people that
who
do
went to
believe
10
that.
of them and won
There
7.
are people that do believe that. Definitely.
Does that make sense to you?
He's undefeated.
But he only went 4. He ain't do nothing else
He
the rest of the
only
time.
went
Tom
4?
Brady went
You
10
were just talking
times
about how hard
and
it is
won
to win a
7.
Super Bowl.
He went more times.
He
So
went
okay,
10
so then,
times
but
and won
then,
7.
but then you have that whole LeBron thing too. Look how many times LeBron has gone.
And I have not knocked that. If that's somebody's argument, I've never knocked that argument.
Mm-hmm.
That I have never knocked that argument.
When it comes to dominance, right? If my very presence in a championship means I'm going to win statistically,
If
and
you
your
make it
presence
to the
means you might.
championship.
And
If
your
you
presence
make it
means
to
you
the
might.
championship.
The point is when I do, you know what I'm saying? Look, if I make it to the championship and that means you can turn the lights off. We already know what this is. I am 4-0. If I am here, you're
Okay.
going to lose. That's what
Okay.
that means.
If
the
you make
Chicago
it.
Bulls, if the Chicago Bulls
If you make
the
it.
championship, you are losing. There's
But if
nothing
you
to
don't
discuss.
make it, you don't do nothing.
You're correct. But if you like
Right.
making it and
On the
losing,
other
that's
hand,
fine.
we keep getting it.
That's more dominant than you.
We keep
I'm
getting it.
just
That's
telling
way
you,
more dominant.
6 out of 10 sounds much better than 6 out of 20 to me. That's just me personally. That
Yeah,
sounds
but-
way more dominant.
But at the
Nine
same
appearance-
time, they
nine
went
appearances.
20.
9 out of appearances out of 20 sounds a lot better than 6 out of 10.
Not to me. Not to me, it doesn't.
I
Not to
mean,
me, it
I would
doesn't.
rather
The
want
goal
more
of
shots
doing
at a
something,
championship.
if the goal of the competition is to win, and every time I get there, I win.
But
and
if
I
you
did
don't
6
make it,
times
you
in
don't
10
do anything.
years.
But if you
If
don't
I
make
did
it,
it 6
but
times
if you
in 10
didn't make
years,
it, you
I
didn't
would
do
take
nothing.
that.
But
I'll
if you
take that.
didn't make it, you didn't do anything.
I will take. the
And we
Bulls
got an
dynasty.
undefeated regular season.
I will take. the
Y'all
Bulls
ain't never
dynasty.
went 82-0.
I will take.
You
the Bulls
ain't
dynasty.
never went 82-0.
I will take the Bulls dynasty.
You never
Nothing
went
hard about it.
82-0.
It's nothing hard about it for me. You could keep
Never
your
went
argument.
never. See,
You
you
can
don't
keep your
have
argument.
that. You
There's
don't
nothing to
have it.
have. There's nothing
You
to
don't have
have.
it.
There are 6 championships in 10 years versus
Okay.
6 championships in 20 years. The
Same amount of
percentages
championships,
say,
but
the
who
percentages
had more
say-
success over the tenure?
the percentages say,
Who had more success over the tenure?
what do the percentages say?
Who,
What are the
the-
percentages
who is
tell us
more?
about?
So that means for a short amount of time, you had a short amount of time, and you were dominant for a short amount of time. I had a longer amount of time, and I was
Is 10
dominant
years
for
a short
longer
amount of time? Is 10 years really a short
That's
amount
like
of time?
Oh, you were. That's like okay, you
A whole
you-
decade.
You a
A whole
basketball player,
decade.
and you win one championship in 3 years.
A
But
whole decade.
I'm a basketball player, and I win 2 championships in 15 years. Who's better?
I'll be 50 in 10 years.
I said
What?
15.
I'll be 50 in 10 years. That don't seem like a
Talking
small
about-
amount of time to
Okay,
me.
all right, man.
It
All
don't
right,
seem
yo.
like a small amount of time to me.
That's dumb as hell, dude.
Is that a small amount of
This
time?
I'll be
is the
50.
dumbest
I'll
argument.
be 50 in 10 years. I mean,
Dumbest
it's
argument.
it's 40,
That's
it's
the
40,
dumbest
it's
argument.
50, not
This
50,
man
40.
really sit here and tell me, "Oh, well, Jordan he went undefeated in the finals." Okay, cool. What else? What
Are
else
you telling me going undefeated in the championship is not
What
impressive? Is that
happened?
what you're saying? that
So
sounds crazy.
You either all or nothing. That's basically what you're saying.
What do you mean? If I
It's
make
all
it
or
to the
nothing.
championship, we winning. Period.
Okay,
There's nothing to
And
discuss.
after that 10,
You don't
y'all
have to
Okay.
wonder what's
no,
going to
all right,
happen. We know what it is.
nothing. Now, on the other hand, we were relevant for 20 years
Yes, congratulations.
and winning for 20 years.
Great. Congratulations.
That's what I mean by the greatest dynasty. I didn't say who had the greatest
To
run.
you.
Great, y'all had a great 6-year run, and it wasn't even 6 years. It was
It's
maybe
not a y'all.
it was 3 years. Then
Okay,
it was nothing,
all right.
and then it was 3 years.
Okay, more. So let's put it in perspective, in a different perspective. So you have 2 movies. One movie, when
that's perfect.
we're gonna use the 20-year period or whatever. For whatever reason, a movie wins or director wins a Emmy 3 times. And it's only nominated 3 times. And let's just say a 10-year period. But then another director over a 10-year period, he is nominated for an Emmy every single year.
Mhm.
Who would you say is better over the length of the 10 years?
Over the 10-year span.
So
Over
they
the
both
10-year
got
span.
one Emmy.
10-year span. Wait, all right. So
If they
10-year
both
span.
got one Emmy,
10-year span. This person was nominated 3 of those 10 years. He won all 3.
He won all 3, but he was
The other
3 for
person-
3. The other 7, he's not nominated
He's
at
not
all.
nominated. The other person's nominated all 10 years and wins
All
none.
10 years. Yeah.
And wins none.
no, I won
Let's-
3.
Okay, let's say he wins 3. He wins 3.
But he's nominated in all of them.
He's nominated all 10 years.
I mean, they both got the same amount of championships in the same time.
That's not how it
So-
works, dude. That's not how
I
it
would
works.
say, but if the other person
That's not how life
nominated,
works.
if the other person nominated all of those times, but they got the same amount, I got to give it to the person that's nominated all of those times and wins 3.
All right, let me put it to you. You know what? Who would you say had a better career, Kobe or LeBron? Career. Come on, man. This ain't hard, dude. This ain't hard.
Kobe's got 5 championships.
Okay, cool. LeBron has 4 and more MVPs, more scoring titles. He has more of everything. Are you really going to honestly tell me
I think
that
LeBron
one ring
the
makes
most
his
amazing
career
thing,
better than LeBron's?
The most amazing thing about LeBron's run to me is the longevity of it.
It ain't just the longevity, dude.
It is to me. Man. I'm telling you, for me.
How many MVPs Kobe got?
I don't know. I gotta look.
It ain't as many as LeBron. How many records does LeBron hold? I hate that you're making me defend LeBron. But how many records does LeBron hold? You really gonna sit here and tell me you take Kobe Bryant's career over LeBron?
Kobe's got 4
one
MVPs.
championship.
Kobe's got 4 MVPs. LeBron has 4 MVPs. You should look before you say stuff.
Hold on.
Yeah, check behind me.
I'll check.
Please do. Let me know when you
MVPs.
Let me know when you finish now.
He's a one-time MVP. What are you talking about?
What you might be looking at Finals MVP.
He's Finals MVP.
Kobe won the NBA most valuable player
in 2008.
In 2002, 2007, 2009.
No, he didn't.
2011.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
Where do you see that?
It's literally the first.
Where are you looking? Dude, I'm on Wikipedia right now, dog.
What the hell are you on Wikipedia for?
5-time NBA champion, 2-time NBA Finals MVP, NBA MVP in 2008, 18-time NBA All-Star, 4-time NBA All-Star Game MVP in 2002, 2007, 2009, and 2011. That's what you see. 11-time All-NBA first team, 2-time NBA second team. Come on, man. Don't let AI get you messed up.
You know what? Kobe won the All-Star Game MVP.
That's what I said. That's what I'm saying. That's why, again, yeah.
You got to put league MVP.
How many MVPs does Kobe have? He is the oldest MVP ever at 36 years old.
League MVP.
He won the award, a record 4 times in his career.
You're not listening. It's okay. It's all right. Woo, woo, woo.
I see it.
How many MVPs LeBron got? Let's look at LeBron. Oh, wow. 4-time NBA champ, 4-time NBA Finals MVP. He's got more Finals MVPs than Kobe. He's got more league MVPs than Kobe. He's a 20-time All-Star, 3-time All-Star NBA MVP, 13-time first team All NBA. He literally has more than Kobe, everything except for 1 ring. You're going to tell me that 1 ring is more than the breadth of LeBron's career? Come on, man.
I didn't say that. You asked me a question.
That's what you're saying, though.
You asked me a question I was considering. So for me personally,
it's a metaphor.
I still give for those 2. I think it would be hard to argue against LeBron for those 2.
So you understand the metaphor.
But
the metaphor is that
I can see an argument.
The metaphor is that you're saying that because he won 6 championships in a smaller amount of time, that has more value than being successful over the breadth of a 20-year period with better accolades across that time frame. That's what I'm saying. The short amount of time does not overvalue the long period of time because there's more team success.
So you, right?
There's more team success.
Are you trying to convince me? Are you trying to convince me, or are you just telling me your side?
I'm explaining what the metaphor is. I was trying to help you out.
I don't need your help.
Apparently you did. You thought Kobe was a 4-time MVP.
No, I misread that. I apologize.
You was 10 toes down on it.
Because I was looking at
what you said. And then what he said, just
because I was looking at it. That's on me. I apologize. You know what? I am so sorry, man. Did I offend you?
No, you didn't offend me. I just think you were 10 toes down.
Let me take accountability.
He tried to make me seem like I'm stupid.
Hold on, Justin.
He's like, you should. What did he say, Justin? You should check before you talk. Isn't that what he said?
I said next time I would look before I say anything. Because you assumed it.
After you said that after, but before you was like, you should check before you talk. Like,
Yeah, thank you, Jess.
It was a quick Google
Thank you,
search.
Thank you,
And
Jess.
I was wrong. And I have
Jess.
taken.
Yeah, you
I
wrong a
have
lot
taken
tonight, bro.
accountability.
It's okay.
I'm taking
Listen, you are still my
accountability for
brother in
that.
arms.
I am.
And this
so
has been a
sorry.
fantastic conversation.
I am
But
so sorry.
you know,
oh
hey, listen, man.
man,
You
I'm
know,
loving this. This is
I would never say
hilarious.
something that silly, but that's because I like facts. Like, you know, I don't just go
hilarious.
with feelings. Yeah.
Hey,
So
man,
anyway,
listen.
like I said, the greatest dynasty.
If you
sport.
think the Patriots dynasty is better than the Bulls dynasty, congratulations.
Name a better dynasty. No,
I just did.
there's not been
I
a
did.
dynasty that has been
already.
as
I
successful
named it.
for as long a time. That
named
it's
it
not
already.
even. I would defy you to find 5 people that would agree with you.
You don't have to defy me. Put a poll up.
Find 5 people that will
Put a poll up.
agree that
Put
the
a
Bulls
poll up,
dynasty is a better. Again,
put a
not
poll
that
up.
Jordan is a better player.
Put a
That
poll
the
up.
Bulls dynasty
Put it
is
up.
no. You
We
put
got
it up.
we got a whole group up there. You can put
You
a poll
put
up
it
there.
up.
Put it up there, bro.
You put it up.
I don't need to. You the one that's incensed.
I'm not incensed.
You the one that's
You the one
incensed.
that
To
kept
me,
telling me
6
I'm
out of
wrong.
10 years is pretty freaking
Just,
awesome.
did I tell him that
that's
he
very
was wrong,
hard to beat.
or did he tell me that I was wrong? I made a statement, and this man looked at me like I shot his mama.
I just disagree.
Like
with
he
you.
looked, and he was like,
I
he
disagree.
did no. Just this what he did. Just he went. That's what he did. That's what he did. That's what he did. He tried to play me. He tried to play me like 2 or 3 times in this. But you know what? The truth always
No,
comes.
we just disagree, bro. Is it okay for us to
It's
disagree?
not. No, it is. Listen, we just
Apparently
talked
it's
about
not.
how Donald Trump's people disagree with people who vote for Donald Trump. Disagree with people who vote for Kamala. And the reason why they disagree is a lot of them have been misinformed. So what I did today was inform you with facts.
You didn't inform
Now,
me.
If you decide
You inform me of your opinion. You informed me of your
I gave you
opinion.
facts.
You gave me facts for your side, and I gave you facts for mine.
But if your side, if the facts that you're giving,
my opinion isn't going to change.
but the only thing you can tell me to validate your opinion on this is 6
I'm giving you
and
math.
10.
I'm giving you math.
Right, I understand math. I understand math.
60% is a higher percentage than 30.
That is true.
Okay.
60% is a higher percentage, but that's time. And if we're talking about success, that's a different conversation.
So
not
when
who won
he's saying
championships at a faster rate. If we were talking about who won championships at a faster rate, you are absolutely correct.
Okay, so I'm going to side with Morgan on this part of the conversation.
Okay,
because you brought up 2 points. You brought up 2 stats. You brought up 2 stats. Your first stat was the 6 wins in 20 years.
6 championships.
Then, they won 6 championships in 20 years. And then you brought in the 9 appearances,
right?
Or whatever. So you're looking at 2 different stats. Your whole thing is you're looking at the 9 appearances, but you also mentioned you should have just said they went 9 times in 20 years. You know what I'm saying?
But I did. I said them both.
Right, you're saying both. He's focusing on one of the 2.
Right.
So
that's my point to him.
So when you said the first point, 6 wins in 20 years, he says, okay, well the Bulls did it 6 and 10.
Right.
And that's where he's proving his point.
But his point
on that part on hold on,
which is fine. But that's why I said,
part.
If we're talking about time, like who did it faster, I'm not going to argue that. Clearly, the Bulls had more championship success in a smaller window of time. I will not argue that. There's no point in arguing. My argument is outside of that, not even 10 years. It's like,
so argument B would be the 9 years,
the
9 appearances.
The overall argument is about what is the greater dynasty, and the greater dynasty is what is the longest.
Define dynasty. Maybe that's what we need to do.
All right, I'm gonna help you out. You should go Google it because
Stop saying that. I don't disrespect me like that, bro.
I said go Google it. What
Why?
is the
So everyone
definition
can have
of
a
a
clear,
dynasty?
so we have a clear understanding.
Hold on. Wow. Well, this one says a succession of rulers of the same line of descent, a dynasty that ruled China for nearly 300 years, a powerful group of family that maintains its position for a considerable time.
Put
in
up
sports-
sports dynasty. What is a sports dynasty?
That's
Google
actually-
that.
I'll Google it. I feel like we're Googling something we know, but it's okay.
So that way, everyone
fine.
is, you know.
Okay. Dynasty, sports, Wikipedia. In sports, a dynasty is a team or individual that dominates their sport or league for an extended length of time.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A team or individual that dominated for an extended length of time. Okay. I understand that.
It doesn't give you a set span of time, and most dynasties, I think, people would agree. If you're going to consider it a dynasty, it's usually 3. Again, this goes back to the original argument. You're saying 20 years because it benefits your argument.
I'm saying 20 years because that's how long the dynasty lasted.
But what I'm saying is, if you have 3 championships in 10 years, and you have 3 championships in another 10 years, the debate is which one is more dominant. That is what the debate is.
But you're
talking about winning championships.
Tell me what
That's
I'm thinking.
the goal of any competition. The goal of any competition is to win, right? Is it to participate in the championship or to win it? Which one?
It's both, actually. You play sports to get to the highest level, and then you want to win a championship.
What did Tony Dungy say? I mean, not Tony Dungy. Herm would say.
Okay, so all right, fine.
You play to win the game, right?
No, I got you. Your definition is you play to win the game, right?
Correct. That is the goal of competitions.
So that means you have to have an opportunity to win the game.
Yes.
If you only had 6 opportunities and you won your 6, right?
That's pretty freaking dominant. I'm 100%.
That's amazing, and that's dominant. But if I got 9 opportunities and I won the same amount as you,
that's 66%.
Again,
I'm 100%.
Okay. It's not like math. Like I understand you're trying to use math like that to make a point. But if I took more shots than you, if I got to a championship more than you, if, like he said, if I'm nominated for an Oscar more than you, there's levels to this.
Yes, but
it still speaks to something to being nominated.
When Justin gave that example, he did it within the 10-year span, not 20-year span.
Dudes get contracts off just making the Super Bowl.
But it doesn't
whether it's 10 or 20. Okay, so you have
what?
Just give the exact.
I said whether it's 10 or 20. Okay, you have a songwriter that is nominated for a Grammy in those 20 years 6 times, and 6 out of those 6 times
they won 6 times, and they were nominated 9 times in 20 years.
No, he's trying to use the.
You should just use the exact same numbers. The exact same.
He was about to.
I am.
That's what I'm saying. So you won. You won.
You didn't let him finish.
He didn't.
You won.
He didn't finish.
I apologize.
It's fine. It's all right.
Why are we still having this conversation? We're not going to change. I'm not changing my mind. What the hell are we talking about? Why are we wasting our time?
Why your stance is rooted firm?
Because the math is stronger on my side. That's why. It's nothing hard about it. It's nothing. There's nothing.
But that's not how it works, though. It's not like a batting average.
It doesn't work like that to you, though. You don't get
that's not how everybody else thinks. Again, that's why.
So you're telling me that everybody in sports believes that the Patriots is the greatest dynasty of all time. Is that what you're telling me right now?
I want to get my words out. That's what I would like.
Then answer that question.
Yeah, I don't agree to that. I don't think that.
I didn't say that everybody.
Yes,
is.
you did. That's what started the argument.
I think they're the greatest dynasty of all time. I said.
Well, neither one of y'all said. I think you just said they're the greatest, even though that's your
opinion. They are the greatest dynasty.
Yeah, but again, the argument we are having, Morgan, is between the Bulls and the Patriots dynasties. That's the argument that we are having because you brought up the Bulls.
Why are we having that argument again?
Nigga, did you just not hear me talk? I
Okay,
just
so
said
the,
you
so the
brought
reason
up
we're
the
having this
Bulls.
argument is for what? Who
I
said
said
something
you
about
brought up the
dynasties?
Bulls, so I'm asking
Who
why.
said something about dynasties? Was it you? Did I say it? Or did you say it? You said the Patriots were the greatest dynasty of all time. Did you say that?
Just gonna keep checking the clock until you're ready.
That's where the conversation. That's where the conversation started. This entire conversation started because you said the Patriots were the greatest dynasty of all time. That's what you said. I disagreed with that. That's what started this conversation. Then you said, "Give me an example," and I said the Bulls won 6 championships in 10 years. Then
That's
we
not
had a
what you
conversation
said.
about the Celtics.
That ain't what you said.
Yes, I
Not
did.
you, 10 years.
What?
No,
Yes, he did. He did say.
Yes,
he said
I
6 and
did. That's
10.
the whole point.
He did
of
say
making
6
the
and 10.
statement.
He
He
said
did.
they won 6 championships. There was
In
no.
No, I
years.
didn't. I said
He
in
said
10
not
6 and
years.
10.
That is the
Initially,
context.
he did not say 10. He did
Are
not say
you-
10 years.
He
I gave
did.
you that 10.
Thank you,
We
Justin.
gave you that 10
Thank you,
years.
Justin.
I
Thank
even brought that back into attention where you brought up the 6 and 20,
He brought up the 6.
and then he said 6 and 10.
That wasn't until we started
No,
talking.
that is what I said
Nah.
from the beginning.
Shut up and let me fucking talk, man. I'll be trying to talk and you don't shut up, dude. You interrupt me every single time I talk, dude. Every single time. Okay, cool. Hey, Morgan, hey, we got Punk out, man. I don't know what the hell he tell you. Every time he talks, he interrupts me. He interrupted you when you tried to give a metaphor. What do you want? How you gonna interrupt somebody 5 times and then get upset and walk off? But that's okay.
I hear you.
Like, damn. I tried to say something, he interrupted me. Okay, I stopped talking. I'm gonna let you finish.
I'm gonna let you finish.
And I try to talk. How you going? Okay, cool. I'm gonna stop talking.
That's both of y'all.
But I'm not upset. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
got you.
No, listen, man.
Both of
Hey,
y'all,
listen.
if both,
I don't know
both-
what to tell you, man. Morgan's having a hard day today. All right, listen. I'm sorry,
think,
Morgan.
I think he might. I think he might need to lose the most opinionated.
What'd you
I
say?
think it might be.
Who, Morgan?
Yeah,
You know,
or he's the most passionate. He's
no, man. That's the angriest man in comics right there, man. Angriest man in comics. He wears that proudly. Listen, y'all. Thank y'all for coming on. It was cool. Oh man.
oh goodness.
Oh man. No.
Be safe, good humans.
Man. Y'all have a good night, man. Peace out, man.
Peace out.
That's crazy. That's crazy.